Hey, everybody, welcome to Love Your Body podcast. It is a beautiful sunny day and I am living it up. I am feeling great. Some things I just want to be grateful for as we are, in the middle of, starting March essentially. Um, Things I want to be grateful for, like I've said, like the weather, my friends, my family, you guys for listening, all of my clients. Just there's so much to be grateful for and so many opportunities and exciting things going on behind the scenes, and I can't wait to share them with you all. But that's something that like I really I don't know. I want to talk a little bit about that today, but the main thing that I wanted to talk about is having to do more about with like the personal training side, Dani D Fitness. So if you've ever followed my Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, you know that mainly like what I do is personal training, but I am creating a body positive brand, and it is body positive fitness. So it all intertwines together. But basically, with Daily Fitness, we're trying to break the stereotype of what healthy and fit look like. And because so many people you have on so many ends of spectrums always talking about, like, well, what does that mean exactly? And for me, it personally, is true to my heart because for me, what would happen was I would go into a gym and people would assume because of the way I look, I couldn't handle heavy weights. And that was always upsetting because I'm getting held, or handed fives. And I'm like, okay, well, just look at my mass. If I weigh 190 pounds or whatever, and you're handing me 5-pound weights, like, and I obviously have a strong frame, but maybe I'm a little bit overweight or whatever, extra body fat, whatever you want to call it. It's just one of those things of like why, I want to be treated as such that I can lift heavier and everything like that. And so anyway, so never assuming based on what somebody looks like, well, obviously they can't do that. Obviously they can't run a 400, or obviously they can't. And you find that a lot with athletes who have become trainers and male and females, both on that end of the spectrum, but in this fitness world. And so in the fitness world, because a lot of people that I train, they don't know what that's like, and they know just, what they see from like what I'm doing and things like that. And then they see like the very negative, toxic side of things. Well, and so I try to like bridge a gap sometimes to help understanding of like where people are coming from and all of this. And, well, yeah, they may be smaller bodied and maybe have a hard time putting on muscle. Right. And so just trying to give everybody a grander and greater perspective. So it's not always, let's just assume that they have it easier and they have it harder. It's not the case. So anyway, but with that, I've wanted to talk about this, and I know and I feel like this is a safe space, and I appreciate when all of you like message me about the podcast and that you're listening, and that means a lot. So obviously, if you have any comments or questions about this, you can always ask me. But something that I've really come across in the past, really in the past year that I've really noticed is like, for example, I will get inquiries for personal training and I house all those. So all of them come to me and I distribute them to either Blake or myself, if I can fit people on my schedule and they want to work with me and everything like that. A little bit behind the scenes of how I'm running my business. Trying to grow his, personal training side of things and trying to, obviously keep mine going strong and everything. Well, the thing that kills me is that everyone is super invested. Like, I want to work with you. I love what you got going on. I need this. I need this. My health, da, 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 whatever. Okay. And I'm like, awesome. Like, this is great. You're sending me like novels of information about your life. And that is epic. Like, I want to help with that. And so I'm like, yeah, I would love to help. And I send them all this stuff. And then, they ask about the price. And most of the time when people come through, they see the price. It's listed right there about for my training. And actually, that's a lesser price than what I actually charge. And so I need to like reevaluate that. But anyway, point being, it's almost like silence the moment that they know what my price is. And it's so interesting to me. And even the owner of the personal training gym where I work, I had said something about like, yeah, someone had called in about training. I thought that you'd be really good for them, but like you were out of their price range. It's just really hard to like, get people to work with you. And I said something I said something to the effect of, I just pointed and I said, and I looked at a male trainer in the gym and I said, what's different between what I charge and what he charges? Because I know we charge the same rate. What's the difference? And okay, well, you can say, oh, well, he has more experience. He's a male. He's this, he's that, whatever. Right. And it's so funny to me because I feel like my clients feel as if females are the dominant like part of person when it comes to personal training. Like we're the ones running this stuff. there are so many more male trainers to female trainers, like, it's not even funny. And also, the thing is, what's so hard about it, like, even the gym that I'm in right now, I mean, there's, like, 21 of us or something like that, and it's, like, 16 of them are men, and then the 4 of us are women, and the one female is the owner's wife, the other 2 females are, like or 3 females are models, and then there's me, like, so it's, like, there's 5 of us, yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like this is like their side thing. There's not their full business, and they love it and they're passionate about it, and that's great. But like this is my business. Like this is an LLC. Like, and so it's almost like people don't understand that, and they treat it as such a just like, oh, a trainer, or they're like, oh, well, what do I get in a session? And it's really hard to like explain, okay, well, I help you with like, my methodology. I help you not only love yourself more, but focus on working like comprehensive movements so that you can move throughout your week effectively, efficiently. You know what I mean? The I guess the energy that I bring to a session, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like quantify it, like I'm trying to like show them and tell them, but then I'm like, no, because a male trainer is not saying that to his like people that are interested. He's like, yeah, we're gonna lift some weights and we're gonna really focus on the functional movement of this. It's so funny and it's so just interesting of the difference and everything. But I literally when the owner had said that about the gym and when said that about like my prices were changed, I was like, oh my goodness, like and not even that they're too much, but just that like it's a harder to get the people. And I'm like, honestly, if it was a male and it was Dandy Fitness and it was ran by a male, or even if like people thought Blake was me or whatever, literally they would not have a problem with paying that amount. It seems like now some people would just either way they would have a problem. Like I get it, but it's just so funny to me. And looking at because I don't judge my prices off of what other females are doing because I don't know a lot of other females who are running their own business that are not also married, that are also not, you know what I mean? Like, that don't have other incomes coming in from other things. So it's really hard for me to look up to somebody, especially in Nashville, and know, well, what's the structure? What should I be charging? Things like that. So I have just gone up with my price each year of my business in a small amount. And so it just, again, not a shock to clients, but it is growing like with inflation and with how the world's economy is going as well. And yeah, and showing that respect to myself too about like what I know I'm worth and what my time is worth. And and yeah, and so when I look at that, it's this whole thing of it. I don't believe that this is the problem is that the men have made it to where we can't raise our prices or we can't whatever because I'm doing that, right? It's not that, but it's almost the people that either male or female who are wanting to work with female trainers are not either respecting them enough or they still have that skewed view of, well, if a man who's, this age and with all this experience, whatever, no matter how much experience you have at a certain age, because they're older, it just automatically seems like they're more well versed, which again, they may be, right? Um, but it's almost just like is a weird comparison. And so it's like, well, if you're wanting a female trainer and she shows you that she has certifications and she shows you that she knows what she's doing, she has experience, then what is the problem? Right. And so anyway, so I've just been dealing with that a lot. And it is really frustrating because I do love training. But I am not going to, just like I'm not going to be around people who don't value me, just like in personality wise or friend wise or whatever, or maybe take advantage or talk negatively and are just not a good influence. I'm not going to just train people, right? Like I'm trying to create better people. I'm trying to create better families for them. I'm trying to create better lives for them through not only just movement, but positivity, good fuel, everything. So to me, it's just so much more than a workout. And again, like, and so I've gotten to the point where like I don't really even explain myself anymore. I'm like, if you need to know, you can go look at my Instagram, you can look at my Facebook, you can go look at my website, right? And go check out, like go click on the highlight tab on my on my Instagram and do the highlight tab and see the clients. You'll see all bodies, you'll see all shapes, all sizes, colors, everything, and ages, and male, female. You'll see that, but you'll see a determination, you'll see a fight in them that they're not really doing trendy workouts that you see on Instagram. They're doing functional movement or big lifts or, strength training or whatever. And doing things that are continually excelling them. Like, even from like I'll have people do step ups. Like some people cannot. This is what people who with the privilege of having a great healthy body or a lighter body or whatever, or no knee issues or no pain, no problems, don't understand that like standing up from one knee is hard for a lot of people. So in like that, kind of lunge position, right? And doing it properly too, and using your core, engaging your glutes, and like having your shoulders back. Like, so again, it's you get the fundamentals down, and anything else I throw at you, it's gonna be cake. Like you're gonna be able to do it. It may be harder because of the weights added and whatever. But when we get the fundamentals down, we get the basics down versus jumping into it and being like, okay, cool, 100 burpees and like 5 miles. Yeah, I don't that's something you can do on your own if that's really what your passion is and you need to like, I don't know, meet this burpee goal or like meet this like mileage or whatever. But like when you're with me, it's just a different experience. And you can ask any of my clients that for that. And I would love for people to do that. I'd love for people to reach out to them on Instagram. I tag them and everything. I put them on my stories. And so does Blake with his as well. And ask them for a reference. Ask them, why do you train with Dani D Fitness? And that will be your answer for for what we're trying to accomplish, and like even to help you see that like this is something that you know need or want, or whatever. And I'm going to bring this up. So it was actually, I was talking with somebody, some guy, and he said something along the lines of, well, why do people work with you, right? And so we're going back to this whole conversation, and I'm not like trying to sell myself to him. I was like, I just didn't say anything. I was like, you watch my stuff, but yet you don't see my stuff. You glaze over it. You assume it's this or that or whatever, right? So anyway, so basically what I did was I ended up screenshotting because I posted my some pictures of myself, like in, I don't want to say transformation pictures, but like just pictures of me getting leaner, feeling better in my body, dealing with grief, dealing with things that, and getting better just overall. Um, and that's the main mission of my business, is to help people get better and become their best self. And so anyway, so one of my clients said in the comment, she said, "You've been working so hard, and I love watching your journey and seeing your progress. Such an inspiration for me, and I'm sure for so many others. You lead by example and are very open, not only about your wins, but also your struggles, which is so relatable. Happy to have you as my trainer." So I screenshotted that and I sent that to that guy. And like, yeah, because like I couldn't have said it better. And that's the thing, is like my people can speak better on it than I can. Even my friend, like, I mean, he's told people like Cortland, like we were at his lunch or whatever, and he literally, his friends were kind of like, oh, like you do fitness, and like, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm trying not to like talk about myself a bunch, whatever. And he literally leans over and he was like, no, she's changing the game. And then literally they were like, oh, okay. And then he was like, yeah, like she like it was so cool how he said it. He just said something to the effect of like, she knows what she wants and she's fighting for it, or something like that. And I love when guys and girls like, that I'm friends with, not necessarily my clients, that like use my lingo. It makes me feel good, and like that's so funny because like another client, her boyfriend had started saying something in their message, and she sent to me that it was like, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna fight for what I want today. Like, how cool is that? Like, you're setting this example, and it's trickling, down and down and down and down to other people around you, and to your kids, to your parents, to your, spouses, to just everyone. And it's so powerful, and positivity is so powerful. But we let negativity, and we let, kind of the frustration get to the best of us. And I will say, like, with the price thing, with these clients and with these maybe future clients, whatever. Again, it's nothing that is making me feel negative or sad. I'm in a very great mood, no matter if they train with me or if they don't, because I only want people who are willing to fight for what they want and understand my value and understand what I do to work with me, or Blake, because we are the same, in that matter. And yeah, and so it's just it's the funniest thing ever. And just listen to people, and like I said, like with that guy, he had said something like, he was like, well, what do you offer that I can't Google myself? And I said, "You just asked me to critique your entire body, and like just like, whatever." I told him no, because I don't criticize people. I'm not critical of people. He's like, "Well, you're a trainer." I'm like, I don't look at someone and say, "Okay, yeah, let's take this away, let's add this, let's put this." Like, I'm not a plastic surgeon. I am not a miracle worker. I am not any of those things. Like, and so it's one of those things where I'm just like, man, like No. And I don't ask you to critique my body. Like was not the conversation. It just came out of nowhere. And he's like, well, what can I Google the like, sorry, that I can't do on my own. And I'm like, well, then go do it. Like, that's the whole point. Then go do it yourself. If you don't have the body you want, obviously you're insecure about things and you're asking me like to be critical on your body and like how it looks. Like if that's the case, then like you then go do it on your own. But you're tired and you don't feel like doing it. You don't feel like getting up at 5 a.m. You don't feel like doing whatever. Cool. Then deal with your body that you have and try to love it throughout. And then when you make the time, then you come talk to some other trainer or, somebody else, or come talk to me or whatever about like fighting for what you want. So, and again, that's such a weird example, I know, but it's just something that happens all the time that I have people literally ask me that, like, and it's so disrespectful. And I hate that. And like, cause like even at the dentist, like I brush my teeth. Like, yeah, I know how to brush my teeth. I floss, but like when they do all their stuff and they make it nice and they clean and they do whatever, it's obviously better. Like I can't do that stuff. Like I'm not gonna do it on my own. Like I'm not gonna get that stupid little. I hate the dentist. I'm not gonna get that little like metal thing and like get up in my teeth and scrape off the plaque. No, I'm not certified in that. I am not trying to mess up my teeth, and I hate the noise and I hate the feeling. So, like, again, there's some things that when you go to a professional, it is going to be better 100%. You're going to feel better. You maybe look better, your aesthetics. So, your teeth, shining, and mine are shining right now. Like, again, it's just, people really are really hard on personal trainers. And that's why I really have always said, anytime I meet someone, like, hi, my name is Dani D Fitness, or like, hi, my name is Dani, owner of Dani D Fitness. Right. And so it's, again, putting that out there that my business is a business. It's not, hi, I am, I'm Danielle and I train people. Right? Like it has a different sound. My name is Dani Dyer, owner of Dani D Fitness. It's so much more confident. It's powerful. It's strong. There's positivity in it. There's just everything. There's kind of an intensity to it. And that is why I really feel like representation of yourself and standing up for yourself and advocating for yourself is so important. So if you are a female that's looking to train or, start your own business or whatever it might be, or you're in the corporate world or whatever, however it is. And even if you're a male going through the same thing, like, and people doubting you or whatever it might be, like have strength in your conviction with what you are wanting to do. Like have that purpose, find that purpose. And if you don't know it yet, fake it till you make it. I didn't know if I would ever I wanted to do fitness because I started doing group fitness in college, but I didn't know if that would be my career. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was a great group fitness instructor. I took pride in it, helped me get my movement in. I loved it, like felt good. And then after going to that resort and like being a personal trainer and like learning all that stuff, it just kept growing, kept growing, kept growing. But like, I never imagined that it would be like this. And did I imagine I would do great things? Yes, but I didn't imagine to this extent that none of it, like the straw man stuff for sure didn't the viral video, like for sure didn't, like, there's so many things. Having a man come like work for me, like in terms of like as a contractor, did not see that coming. Like, so really cool, special things like, and also, being a person, like a voice for like other local entrepreneurs and like supporting, podcasts and supporting videographers and supporting photographers and them trying to grow their businesses and trying to help that too, because I know what it's like, and to help them feel confident and help them respect and keep going on their drive too. So again, it really is about your attitude towards your, not just others, but yourself, and really finding that voice to stand up for what you believe and not let anybody else take you off that path. So I will just say, once you get started, the whole thing about consistency is so true. It's not, I don't feel like progress is linear. I feel like you can have setbacks 100%, but you can still have like be moving in the right direction. So even if these things that are up and coming for me, if they don't work out, right? I didn't put that out there because I want to really work out, but let's say that they don't work out or they go a different way or a different path or whatever, then that was what was supposed to happen. But it's not going to be for me like my lack of trying, right? It's not going to be for me like negating what I'm doing or being negative about just the whole experience, the whole journey leading up to it. Like, no, with the bodybuilding show, like the wellness show, like I'm going to give it my all. Yeah, it might be really hard and it might be really tough and I'm going to give up or whatever, like, or just not finish the workout or whatever. But I'm still going to keep going because that's just who I am. And, when you have that strength and when you get to that point, you feel invincible. And it's such an incredible feeling. So I want everyone that I train with, everyone that's wanting to maybe train with Dandy Fitness, maybe you're wanting to train with Blake or me or whatever, either way, like if you're wanting to fight for what you want, I don't want anything to hold you back from that. I don't want money to be a factor. I don't want your negative mindset to be a factor. I don't want your husband or whoever, your wife, whoever's telling you that you could never look a certain way or you could never be your best self. Like I want any of that to be in your realm of thinking. It is a simple question. Do you want to fight for what you want or do you not? That's it. So I'll leave you with that today. If you are interested in coming a part of Dandy Fitness, I will say this and I'll keep reminding you guys on the podcast. But if you are in the Murfreesboro location, Franklin, Brentwood, shoot, if you're in Georgia, I don't care where you're at. If you're wanting to be part of the Dandy Fitness community, whether that is client, trainer under Dandy Fitness, one of my influencers, like ambassadors, whatever it is, we would love to have you. And I would appreciate as much support as I can get, because it really does take a team. And I am so grateful for those who have spread my mission all over the world and who have seen and who have followed. And it means the world. So let's keep it going, guys. Until next time.